Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota. I garden in a zone 4 and I'm going to take you on a backyard garden tour at the end of June. Things are looking like they should at, I would say, the end of July. Cicadas are out, which I think is a little early. But I think this high heat has just brought things out a little early. Hydrangeas are budding up. I'm very happy about that. They're definitely shorter this year. So I'm glad I did not trim them back as hard as I can with them. I think they've only put on maybe a foot of growth. A lot of years it's usually around 2 feet. Monarchs are out. Last year I swear I didn't see them until about August. There's just one floating around here. I don't know. I'll catch it on camera at some point. Oh, there's a couple. My containers are all looking like they should at the end of July. It's just been a crazy season. And I'll be splitting my tours up for there's just a lot to cover. I do just have a Shasta Daisy down here. I just got this, was it Snow Lady? It's a smaller variety, and I know you should be planting in drifts, but it's a Shasta Daisy. It's going to spread. So I just thought one should be enough. My containers never stay in the same spots from year to year, so this will have room to fill in. I just thought that little pop of white is nice amongst all of the pinks and peaches. Been having some more rabbit damage, came out, and they've been munching on the Columbine here, which is still amazing. I think pink yellow swan is just seeds I started this year. So happy with them. Lots of spider webs on everything. We did get some rain here. I'd say maybe half an inch, but when I think all of May and June, maybe a total of an inch of rain. That's not normal. Rabbits pruned that. I also came out here the other day and they pruned up some of my salvias here. Yeah, a bit bummed by that. Foxgloves are looking amazing. Dalmatian peach hybrid. I like it with the pop of purple from the Veronica in back. Bee balms are definitely in bloom, and I love bee balm. I can't say enough. I know they spread, but they're just loaded in, I don't know if they're little bees or what, but pollinators. I don't know if you can see all the activity going on. And I did find my labels. Let me just zoom out here slowly. And I had put them down here. So this variety here is called that. This is a favorite. It's a nice low grower. It spreads nicely. The lamb's ear has kind of taken over a little bit, so there is a little gap there. That's okay. And I have not cut off the blooms of the lamb's ear. I might, because the rain we did get kind of bent everything, and now it's growing all wonky. They are pretty and so soft. The roses are still going strong. I have not deadheaded any of those yet. They last quite a long time. Double red, oh so easy rose. The yarrow did flop a little bit with the rain. Never perked back up, but that's okay. This is my cottage garden area. I'm going with it. I don't like to stake a whole lot if I don't have to. Just kind of a nuisance. I'm gonna come over here. Hosta looks really good. Bridal Falls. It is flowering. I will be cutting those off, and just because everything is just kind of getting stressed out, I don't want it to be putting a whole lot of energy into flowering. A lady's mantle is a bit floppy due to that rain, but I kind of like it spilling over on the path here. At some point I'll trim it up, but not anytime soon. I'm not in a hurry. Just enjoying those chartreuse flowers. Whew, and a little bit of shade. You can probably hear the cicadas, that buzzing. This daylily here is called Going Bananas. And I don't know if I'm going to keep these daylilies here. They're just not throwing off as many, would you say, flower scapes, stalks. This one has not thrown up anything. They're just not liking this area, and maybe they're just not getting enough sun to be that happy. And I don't know. Trying to figure out what I want to go with there. The White Wands Veronica looks great. It's kind of going over really quick. This just started and now it's browning. Do like that. With the Italian Ice, oh so easy rose popping through. The scent is, just from all of my roses. There's no breeze right now, so it's just hanging in the air. I love it. And Nepita got a bit floppy, but I'm going to go in there and give that a nice little prune. This is Stacky's Officinalis. I need to deadhead this. Maybe I'll get some repeat blooms. Just planted this year. And the sedum in front, it's usually a bit bigger too. Maybe this isn't such a bad thing, but this is the kind. And normally it splits on me, and so far it hasn't, but I did divide this last year. And this one only looks like this because the tulip's foliage was pushing on that. Down here, this is Balmy Rose Bee Balm. Yeah, I'm obsessed with bee balm. I know a lot of times it gets that powdery mildew, but look at those. The hardy geranium back here, Midnight Ghost. I'm gonna keep it. It might get, I did move this last year, kind of at the end of the season. So once it gets a bit bigger, maybe it'll look better. But if I can kind of, I don't know if you can see it with the White Wands Veronica. This lily right here, I do have the tag for it, but once it starts blooming, I will show you the tag because it looks nothing like it. So I think it was not mislabeled. I just think a tag from another plant was put in that one. I do have a foxglove of mine that I started from seed blooming back there. I have 4 different types. I am hoping that I get a purple one color kind of in there. They're all either tending to be white, cream, or peach. Not that I have issues with that, but I hope a little taller. I will be getting my hose out here pretty soon. My rain barrel was full. It did not water all of my containers. I was hoping I would have some left over for my vegetables, but I just planted this. I don't know if it's going to do really good here, but it was so cute. Sometimes I buy things, and when I get them home, then I figure out where I'm going to plant them, which probably isn't good, but this is a blue Hobbit sea holly. Isn't that cute? They only had 2. And this, it needs good drainage and full sun. It does slope here a little bit, so that will definitely help with drainage. We're going to go this way, and then we'll backtrack a little bit. I'll be in shade for a little bit. But yeah, look at these foxgloves here. Same thing, this is the peach Dalmatian. Along with some, I think this is green mist, Magus, something like that. I don't know if it's going to flower this year. This foxglove is looking a little wonky. Look at that. Going a little crazy. It was going the other way, so I don't know. Maybe it's just going towards the sun because the rest are in the sun. Penstemon is done blooming, but left with that really purple foliage. Really nice. Love this container here with the sunflowers, along with the Brawalia. Over here, these are Dahlias. They're finally looking good. It's taken them a long time to, I don't know, get their roots in, something. And I have a Verbena Bonariensis in there. It's from my winter sowing, which I have very good luck winter sowing the verbena. That's how I will always do it. A rabbit helped me with that one. A lot of rabbit issues, squirrels, birds have been sitting on this, eating away at it, but hey, you know, I'm feeding the wildlife. That's why I do this. Baptisia is beautiful, especially this one. This is in full sun. I do have a cage down here to help support it. It does help. And also, if you can see, lots of self-seeded cleome. And I walk on them, but I am leaving some. Hopefully the fact that they're growing in mulch in this, I haven't done anything. Those are tough little guys. I have more down here. This is a beautiful rose. And I like it if I can, with that bee balm poking through back there. This is where I love this view, if I can get down with the purple coming through with the peach foxglove. Need to get out and take some pictures. Rhubarb is doing really good. Really liking that. These Dahlias, finally. This one looks the best out of all of them. The other ones are taking a little bit longer. If I get one that survives, I'll be happy. I do have sweet peas climbing up here along with my rose. This is Miss Wilmot. And then look, this is Beaujolais. The long stem and that deep burgundy. Oh, love that. And the fact that I haven't done anything to these. All of a sudden they just appeared. I thought they were goners. I did tie in my roses here. They're through their first bloom cycle. They will bloom, I think, on and off. But yeah, the sweet peas over here too. Oh, I just want to stand here and take in all the scents. Miss Wilmot. I thought it was going to be a lighter pink, not kind of a, I don't know, cotton candy pink. Down here, this is another Dahlia that looks way better. You can see the bottom was but very happy with that. Self-seeded Nicotiana, and I'm leaving it. Probably not a big enough area. See what happens. I like to have a little test. I trimmed up this rose here. It's a purple pavement rose, but it's still putting off some really good scent from the leftover blooms. It does bloom throughout the whole season. These zinnias have been amazing. I water this bed once a week. That's all I do to it. I fertilized it with chicken manure pellets when I planted everything, and that's been it. I have not reapplied. Look at that. These sunflowers are so pretty. Kind of going over a little bit. How did I pass up the sweet pea over here? This one is doing the best out of all of them. I have to be careful. I need to tie that in, otherwise I can just see it flopping all the way in the back. But yeah, more of the Beaujolais. Oops, right there. I have been fertilizing the sweet peas. They are heavy feeders. You can't feed them too much. I'm just happy they're getting a little height to them. Yeah, look at these zinnias. For some reason, the marigolds back here seem to be really liking this area. And I use them as a bug deterrent back here. We'll see if it helps. My hand is falling asleep. Yeah, I had to sprinkle some, I think it's called safer dust on this. I've been leaving off the fleece just so I can water this. It was just getting to be a nuisance, and yeah, that's what happened. Look at these sweet peas. I need to get in here and deadhead them and cut off all of the blooms. Just keeps them blooming, but Edward of York seeds I saved from last year, and they smell so good. Short stems though, so definitely you'd have to take a big portion of this for an arrangement. So I just put it in a little mason jar, like one of the pint ones. Clematis is blooming. The wind was just wreaking havoc on all this, so it just blew it all over here. This is pink mink. It's loaded in blossoms. And this is a Viticella Polish Spirit. Look. That's... Is that supposed to do that? Because there's 4 petals here, 5 here, and 6. I guess I've never paid attention that close before. Love the Viticella. And this is Avant-Garde. Different. These two are stuck together because of the vines. Yeah, definitely different with that. Look at the Alliums. I think these are Ambassador. And they're just dried. I don't spray paint them and just let them remain like that. And I don't cut them down. I think they're really pretty, kind of architectural. I have more bee balm back here, and I do let it do this because this is what I want bee balm to do. Jacob Klein. I mean, what's not to love? A giant fleece flower. I've been having to prune this up. Still looking pretty good. That'll still be, just think it's getting too much sun back here. I had planted some of my Columbine. Looks like I need to water that. That's wilting. I want to say that's an Alpine Columbine. This is Philippendula. I just don't know if this is going to amount to anything. Normally it's like these pink tufts, and yeah, there's birds nesting in this birdhouse back here, so I have to be careful. But the honeysuckle is putting on some more blooms. I'm very happy to see that. The Golden Dreams, that doesn't sound right. Golden Shadows, Pagoda Dogwood is coloring up. That's not normal. That's stress. I know some of the trees around here are losing their leaves too. It doesn't usually color up until it gets closer to fall, late summer. Look at these, are all my little shoots from my tree roots. I have not mowed back here in, I would say 6 weeks. Which I don't mind, because I don't mind mowing, but I'm not liking the tree root shoots. So pretty. These, I'm just gonna, it's loaded with peas. I'm just hoping that they all come at the same time, because I need to shell them. I'd be happy with one batch, because right now I feel like half my vegetable beds are not going to produce anything, and that is such a waste. I'm a little nervous. I've been watering too. I do have a potato flower. It is pretty. So this Baptisia back here does get a little floppy. It's more in a part sun situation, if not a little less than part sun. So it does best in full. I have more Jacob Klein. 1 second, my hand is really asleep. That I had moved back here last year. I'm glad. I was trampling back here. I completely forgot I planted it. And I had done the Chelsea chop on the late figwort just to maintain its size. And that was just cutting it down by, I took about 1/3 off because it got super tall. I'm surprised that this has not wilted once this year. Britt Marie Crawford Ligularia. Normally that's the first thing to look really shabby. I deadheaded this rose down here. I have just a little, sorry, there was a mosquito left. This is also Easy Paprika. So I'm hoping I get another flush of blooms here. Usually I do. Not as great as the first time, but a little something. Oh, I heard him behind me. He's enjoying my potato flower too. Oh, I'll move. They're huge, those bumblebees. So this is just an annual, and I did this because this is sometimes how my brain works. With my fish planter here, Wanda, I planted lobelia. And I just wanted a drift of blue to surround her to kind of look like she's in the ocean. It is stupid, I know, but it's kind of fun to play around with things like that. This is Persian blue, Nepita. Let's see. This is Stachys humelo. Really like the color of these blooms. It's like this deep, oh, focus, deep purple. Still not focusing. Okay, give me a second. My hand is, I don't know why my hand is falling asleep. Probably just from too much watering. All right, let me just shift this a little bit. More of the Jacob Klein. You kind of see my favorite here, but this is an aggressive bee balm. I can't say enough. Some of the other ones, this I don't know the variety of. My sister picked this out. She was loving the bee balms, and I used to have a purple one, and I'm not sure what happened to that one, but look at the way that's growing. This is so pretty. Isn't that pretty too with the white? And then I have one in the way back here, and this one is called Coral Reef. And I'm okay with bee balm taking over this garden. I really am. Clematis, it will be putting on a show here really soon. I would say another week, and it's going to just be loaded in color. This white flower here is from the Sabaria sorbifolia stem. Doesn't it kind of look like a giant astilbe? It's kind of why I let it do what it wants to do, because it is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I hacked this thing back in spring thinking I really hurt it, and honestly, this is the best I've ever seen it look. And it's a little shorter, so, but yeah, oh, I love that. And so do the pollinators. Just kind of enjoying it right here, right now, because I'm in the shade. I really love this sunflower. I don't know what it is about this sunflower that just makes me smile. And those were seeds I started, so I'm hoping I can collect some before the birds eat them all. More lady's mantle. See, this daylily just not so brilliant. And this daylily right here, that kind of sound like I start daylily. It's probably doing the best out of all of them. Is a nice peach salmon color. This is the variety here. Oh, right here. Like I said, I don't know. It has lots of flowers. I just have 2 out of all of them that are doing really good. Because this one's not... They didn't do the best last year either, so it's definitely, I'm not going to say it's the year. They were struggling too. Kind of this whole area though, and it is filling in a little bit better. I know the rabbits like to trim on these lady mantle, this lady mantle here. This hardy geranium looked really bad last year. I added some good compost. It's doing a bit better. And you all have seen my Sum and Substance back here. Still looking really good. This is a very wet spot. I don't know why. Goat's beard. This is just so lovely. Just absolutely love this. There's only one plant here, so it does get big, but it's by the house. So things tend to just get big by there. The Verbena, I'm going to say, is looking good. Has seen better days. It's crisping up underneath. That's a house plant that I don't know, I might be giving up on. I'm not great at house plants. I know that sounds stupid. I forget to water them. And some of the varieties I have are very easy. I had thought about replacing these daylilies with goat's beard. I just think that texture of foliage will look good, and it's kind of a see-through plant. It does get big, but probably not as big around this area as it does the house. Right now, I know my greenhouses are having some good deals going on. So go check it out, see what they have. This is browning a little bit, but I'm okay with that. This is Lamiastrum. It's very aggressive. So if a portion of this dies, so be it. I will not be sad. This Hakana Clogress down here is Aureola. The one on the right seems to be doing a lot better than the other ones. I do struggle with this grass. It's not completely hardy to my zone. If I was warmer, it probably would look way better, which I wish it would, because it is an amazing grass. There's some weeding I need to do, but I'm not overly in a hurry to do that. If it would be wetter, I can guarantee you these weeds would be just unbelievable. But when we're dry, the Pulmonaria here looks really good. I have been watering this. I'm picking and choosing what I'm watering. The Stilbees are another that I'm watering. I could go in here and clean up some of the dead blooms, but eventually that foliage should cover. Pulmonaria is usually a low maintenance plant for me. This Stilbea is not blooming. I mean, it's just starting. I don't know the variety, so if you do know, please leave it in the comments below. I greatly appreciate that. Usually it's been taller in the past. About 3 feet might be pushing it, but it is a taller Stilbea, if that helps. I did plant some Mahogany Splendor Hibiscus here, which is an annual I started from seed, just for a pop of color, and just to give that kind of Japanese maple effect. I did do another one in here. It's getting a little lost with all my tree roots coming up around it. Persicaria Painter's Palette looks really good over here. It does get about 1.5 to 2 feet tall, so it might be a little tall, but it's liking it. Anthos Valerian. I'm not sure if that's going to bloom this year. Those were seeds I started, but this is blooming. This is the Alpine Columbine that I started from seed. That is so pretty. Purpley blue. The foliage has even kind of a blue tinge to it. And the rabbits have been chewing on it. Especially over here, you can see those flower heads. I just have a coleus back here, redhead, which I think just adds a nice pop of color. It is in a wagon, so it is definitely not that tall. But I like how you can see the bee balm too. It's kind of scary how much is blooming right now. I kind of wonder what's going to be blooming in 2-3 weeks. Makes me a little nervous. So hopefully you enjoyed this a little backyard garden tour. I wanted to break them up just because I don't have a whole lot, but I feel that I rush it then and I forget to talk about plants. If there are any you have questions about, please leave that in the comments also. I will try my best to, I know almost everything, but there are some things I don't know the varieties of. So I will be honest about that. My labeling system has not been the best. So hopefully you enjoyed this tour, and bye for now.